We're all muted. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. We did the intro properly, but I kept the button muted. Music, no.
The one time it was perfect, and then we screwed it all up. You know how fast we're going? We forgot to hit the buttons.
Woo!
We forgot all of it. Joseph, put that giveaway in the chat. Let's get right onto it. What are you guys doing?
Yeah, like, I hope you're paying attention, chat. I hope you're paying attention. We got a format on twitch.tv and youtube.com right now where we're doing an NFT giveaway to kick off the show. Normally, we wait until the end of the show, and it's part of my intro spiel, but we're doing it right now, so click on the link, fill it out. If you want to win a Wizzy the Green's lucky hat, this is a limited asset, limited to 200 in quantity. We only give them away for free on this show. We are in our final 25 on these, and when they're gone for good. We'll have a Wizzy the Purple's lucky hat coming up after that. What's up, Conrad?
24.
23. With this one.
23 just now. Oh, yeah.
Chat.
Let's go.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the GMAE show. Today, July 14th, 2022, the local time for us, 8:06 p.m. But it may be July 15th, 2022, where you are. If you're joining us from the Asia Pacific region, good morning to you in India. Good morning to you in Africa. Good, very early morning to you if you're joining us in the EU zone or the UK. As you guys have been and your friends, I'm kidding. Good evening to those of you in South America right now or in the North America region. For some reason, my brain just like forgot Canada, right? I was like, nah, I live in the US, you know, Canada, Mexico, not even part of NA in my brain just there. That's this. I had like a little stop. Chat, it's been a crazy day for announcements because one announcement dropped at 6:28 a.m. my local time. I'm sorry, Hill. I know you're like minutes away from me. We could like go hang out in Seattle together.
Right,
and I'm out here.
I like Demeen Tiger over here with the good graveyard shift from Mars. I appreciate it.
Yeah. How long would it take?
I'm into it.
Somebody do the math for me, chat, because y'all are nerds like me, right? You have fun thinking about things that are crazy. How long would it take if we were to broadcast live to Mars? You know? Like they're getting the YouTube on Mars. How long does that take?
Right.
Where's the link? Shika18. The link was given out just at the very top of the stream, but I'll do it one more time just for fun. There's still only 63 people here across the multiple platforms, so, you know.
It's still early.
Let's get it out there.
Alpha, Joe. What do we got for
my
news?
gosh, Conrad. It's so much that I want to bring us to the other screen here just to showcase it's a stream of tweets and then it's a Medium article, but it talks all about Alpha Season 3 and it corrects some things that I've been talking about as we have been kind of brainstorming it. So the first thing that I want to highlight before I even transition it over is I mentioned there was a chance we would have 20,000 and I felt pretty certain about this in terms of alpha passes, but I was corrected by this article because it was something we've been thinking about, but I'll tell you why as we get deeper into the article and why it makes sense as we continue on. We have I'm gonna just merge it in. There it is.
Let's see it, Joe.
I'm gonna just merge it in. 0 seconds. Sandbox Alpha Season 3 trailer dropped on our official Twitter at the Sandbox Game. 10 weeks of content. First. Secondly, 90 plus experiences across those 10 weeks of content. 10,000 Alpha Season 3 passes, which is the same amount as we had in Season 2. Earn up to 500 sand if you are a Season Pass holder. Extra sand rewards. Let me highlight this real quick here. Extra sand rewards for land and avatar owners and for NFT holders. Okay. Get into the deets here.
Pretty good.
Guaranteed rewards for ecosystem holders. That is essential. So when I was earlier talking about the season passes and like our idea, right? We wanted to have the same general pool of sand distributed during this season as we had in last season, right? Because it's important when you look at the tokenomics of an asset, especially in the play to earn space or the play and earn space. you don't want to over distribute your token. Otherwise, demand, if it doesn't keep up with the distribution, you're going to see the price go down generally over time. So we had the in the background, there's this fixed number, the amount of sand that we want to distribute during this period, right? So the best way to facilitate that for more guaranteed rewards for those people who have been in the ecosystem for a while, who are creating, who are buying, building, doing all those things, is to make sure that we have, the same pool, but, a portion of that is dedicated to these guaranteed rewards portions, right? For the landholders, for those people who own asset, avatar projects that recently launched, things like that. Season 3 will reward users that are most invested in the Sandbox project with guaranteed rewards for landowners, avatar holders, and NFT collectors. Now, I'll click into the Medium article. First teaser trailer dropped. You guys saw the alpha pass in that teaser trailer as well, if you haven't already seen it. It's got some cool looking assets on it, and it is itself an NFT. So some of you may have already collected a Season 1 pass and a Season 2 pass. I'm going to look to get this Season 3 pass myself. But what up, Boise, Idaho in the house? I see you chatting.
Oh, yeah.
Before I get into this in more detail, I just want to keep everybody in mind, or you keep in mind, rather, that if you have questions about the Sandbox game, if you've got questions about the Metaverse, the upcoming Alpha Season 3, the VoxEdit asset creation software, or anything else in the Sandbox game ecosystem, feel free to ask those in the chat. Conrad will be taking notes on those as we go, and we'll address them after we get to this period. Also, if you have a game or experience that you have created inside the Sandbox Game Maker and you would like for us to test that live, that's what this show's all about. 5 days a week on this show, we play the games you created in that in the Game Maker. I wanted to say asset creation tool. We would also review your VoxEdit creations if you like.
We're one step ahead. Don't even worry about
it. We got it. I'm like on 11 right now, right? The one hiccup in the beginning, chat. Literally the one hiccup threw me for a loop. I was like, well, the intro's gone. My goodness gracious. It's gone.
I'm with it. I'm like, okay, we can just shut it down. Let's
just turn it off and back on again. It's going to be fine. Yep. No, but so we got Alpha Season 3, bigger, longer, greater than the last ones, according to the Medium.com article. Are you ready to dive back into the Metaverse? We have prepared much more playable content for you this summer. You'll have 10 weeks to immerse yourself in 90+ experiences created by brands, studios, and users. Register for free and level up to win one of the 10,000 Alpha Passes. Well, you have what it takes to reach level 5 and earn up to 500 sand. Let's figure it out this summer. All right, and then the last bit says Season 3 will reward users that are most invested in the Sandbox project with some guaranteed rewards for landowners, avatar holders, NFT collectors, and that's not all. Interesting line right here at the end. The Alpha Season 3 will be filled with new content and new earn mechanics. Stay tuned for more info. And that's interesting. I like that. King of Crypto, I literally almost made that joke, so I appreciate you putting that joke in the chat. Stay tuned for more info on this, but new earn mechanics, right? So we talked about this, and I'm not sure if this is the case, so don't quote me on this, right? So we talked about different earn mechanics that we have had in the background, and in those earn mechanics are a system that we have so far been calling ethos points, and I'm not sure if it's ready, but I'm interested to know kind of if that is ready, because if that is already ready, then that might allow a different way for you to earn consistently. Double live streams today? Who said that? Or do we want Conrad turned up? I turned up Conrad because I felt like you weren't on my level.
Am I there now?
I
was not.
Okay.
Now I'm
I turned him up.
A little bit louder than you.
Worth it.
All right, we're with it then.
Worth it.
Let's go.
But those ethos points are like an experience point system that could possibly be allocated from like a staff member as well. If we see you doing good things, being nice out there in the community while you're in the metaverse, we might be able to go, okay, well, here's 5 ethos points or what have you. The long-term early goal, and again, these are all concepts, nothing solid here, but it could be the case. Long-term early goal was to have these factions. You talk about the Oracles faction, the Scientist faction, and the Heroes factions, and in those factions, a team, like all of you, as a team, could be earning quest points towards a total faction contribution. And then
let's go Heroes.
The leading faction will get the largest sum of a pool of sand tokens. The second place gets, of course, a second sum, and the third place gets a third sum. But the interesting thing about that system is that the total sum of pool goes out to all the people in that concept. And again, this may not be ready, so I'm just talking about stuff we've been workshopping internally. If the leading faction has 10,000 people and the third place faction has 10 people, well, the pool number of sand distributed was going to be the same, right? So the individuals who are in the third place faction may actually end up getting more sand versus the vast number of people who are in the leading faction, because the leading faction can win and get first place, but there's more people there. So do the math, right? Divide. And that'll help balance those teams.
It's a shame, Joe, that the heroes will have to take that blow every single season.
Yeah, it's
every single upset.
Yep.
It really is. I'm willing. Yeah. It's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
Now he wants third place, chat. Oh, he wants first place. Oh, okay.
Don't even at me. It's gonna happen every time. You know heroes are here.
Listen, I'm all about it. Like, I like oracles. I really like the aesthetic of oracles. I'm going to go with the oracles. At the end of the day, if this system does come to light, where we do have a faction choice, then I'm definitely going to go with that. But, otherwise I'll just keep my loyalties to it, Scientists, right, so. King of Crypto says scientists versus oracles. Listen, scientists, most people, I don't know.
Scientists, they don't even... you got a gun, but
who are you?
We're not even worried about you right now.
Who are you? No, I'm kidding, of course.
Let's finish up some of these because these questions.
So
that's
the big one. That's the big one, season 3, right? And I expected to see a lot of questions.
Right.
As we go, we can talk about it, and I will address these questions to the best of my ability as I can, because there are definitely going to be a ton of them. So Conrad, start them off with the questions, and as we go, like I said, we're going to also be recording. If you would like us to play your gamer experience inside the Sandbox Game Maker, feel free to send that in, and we'll do so. So I'm gonna flick us over to what's some questions going on in the chat here, Conrad.
Oh yeah, I mean, first of all, Demeen Tiger wants to know about Sandbox on mobile, and is that going to happen? Is that still on the roadmap?
It is still on the roadmap, but it will not be ready for Alpha Season 3. So the idea is that the mobile application will release at the end of the development currently for the early Game Maker and Game Client. So when it gets to version 1.0, then we'll be on to working on the mobile client. It doesn't mean that mobile would be released even at that 1.0 stage, but that our team needs to get these current clients and current game makers to feature-filled state first, and then we can work on mobile. And it may come a little bit sooner than that, but it's going to require a dedicated team to convert the game client onto a mobile game client. And then also, you're seeing in version 0.7 some optimizations that make that possible. So currently, we don't have good optimization for lower end hardware. But with the 0.7 update, you're starting to see things like assets that are off in the distance, kind of in that fog area, right? That start to automatically degrade because your character doesn't really see those assets that are off in the distance anyway. So it makes sense. And those kinds of optimizations are going to make you ready for mobile.
Right. And so Patio 3900 over on Twitch wants to know, is that why there seems to be an increase for these doggy avatars? So, and to go alongside with that, Trilota wants to know, will there be multiple avatars in the same wallet give you an advantage here?
Okay. In terms of eligibility for that reward, once again, the critical thing is that it is a predefined pool of sand, right? So the more people who are eligible for that reward, the smaller sum an individual is going to get in sand tokens, right? So that's a good thing for the long-term health of the sand token itself. So if we were to distribute a flat amount and say, everybody gets 300 or whatever the number is, right? I'm just coming up with that out of thin air. Then you would find that those avatar projects would, again, get over distributed on that token. And then possibly if all the users decide they were going to sell the token, realistically, that's like a blip on the radar for daily volume, but nonetheless an impact. In the long term, sustainability is not really there for that. So what you're going to see is a predefined amount that is happening on our back end. and we're going to say like, hey, you guys can win this, right? If you sign up for it. And then once everybody does enter in for their eligibility, you will then see that group get that pool divided by number of users. So in Alpha Season 2, that happened where we had 100% completionist contest and we had a pool, right? At the end of the day, that pool ended up being everybody gets 95 sand because the number of people that got to 100%. Like the pool divided by number of people ended up being 95 sand. So that's kind of be similar to the way that works, for your avatar holders, your NFT collectors, your landowners in Alpha Season 3.
Right. So that does kind of go on to the next question here from V1VS1 over on Twitch. Will there be a 100% reward this time around?
Okay. So there are other ways to earn, but I'm not going to confirm that there is 100% reward at this time because that again comes back to the feedback that people left from the previous season. So it may be, and I can't confirm, it may be that you're going to get a percentage earning based on your percentage of play. But again, I won't confirm that at this time because those things, the alpha season is still a little ways away. So I don't want to confirm something that we could choose to change. So what I would recommend is that you leave your suggestions in the Discord for stuff like that, right? Because if you guys are very much saying out loud, I want that, then it's something that we can adjust to include.
Evan Nunez has a good suggestion. 100%ers should get a memorabilia to put on their account. That'd be a good thing to have. I actually like that idea quite a lot.
Let me, okay.
Right, for sure. Now we'll keep that in mind, Ivan. These types of feedbacks are what the alpha is all about, and trying to shape the game that you guys want to play and create in. So, along with that,
yes, Dr.
yes,
Metaverse.
I see Dr. Metaverse there. Yeah,
that's true.
Yep.
But that's because we are listening to you, right? That's the core thing. Dr. Metaverse is saying over on Twitch. Basically, Joe is confirming that he cannot confirm. Yeah, because if we are actually listening to you as the community, I don't want to go like no or yes. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense to be so solid or so rigid about an idea when we could just listen to you guys.
Right. Keeper Top Shot over there with the question on the alpha breastplates that showed up inside of the marketplace. And once again, this just confirms that we can not confirm anything that is a rumor, but instead we can answer what's currently going on in today's news in the sandbox.
Yep. So the question is, somebody found inside the marketplace that there was a item labeled alpha breastplate and there are 10,000 quantity. So the thing that I can confirm for you is only the obvious stuff, right? There are 10,000 of those. How is that rewarded? I cannot confirm that it is associated with a season pass at all. I cannot confirm which season pass, if it is associated with a season pass, that it is associated with, because it may be a reward for season 2 holders. It may be a reward for season 3 holders. I can't confirm that until I can show you the progress map.
Basically,
you know what I mean?
Let's go, guys. Let's go.
Yeah. I know.
Alrighty.
I'm excited. I want to play. Honestly, I just want to go play.
Right. I want to do it now. But Anish over on YouTube wants to know, what is the difference between avatar holders and NFT holders?
Sure. So
what is that really showing there?
Yeah. So an avatar NFT is, let me see if I can pull it up for you so I can just show you an example of one. If I go onto my OpenSea really quickly, I'm going to log in and then I'm going to switch the screen so you guys can see that before I talk about that. So an asset is one that you can put inside of, now let me flick the screen. I've got it on my preferred collections here. Okay. So you can see here on the screen an example of both of those things. I've got the People of Crypto is an avatar project, meaning that you can go onto the website at sandbox.game and you can override your default character profile look, right? So when I load into any experience that uses an avatar, I will look like that. POC number 5056. And this is my current setting, right? Then you've got assets, right? So you can also see that they are labeled separately. This says the people of crypto. This says the sandbox assets. This says the sandbox. So you've got an example of what a land looks like, what an avatar looks like, and what the sandbox asset looks like here on the screen. So hopefully that clears that up. But you could, if you were a developer, you could choose to create an experience that doesn't allow someone to use that default avatar at any time if you wanted to. And it would override it with something else that is an asset, right? But it doesn't become like, it's not a ubiquitous avatar for other people's experiences just because you as a developer choose to make it so for yours.
Right. Excellent there. Just catching up on some chat here.
Yeah, Ice Pilot says I need glasses because he doesn't use night mode. And like, I got so many lights going on, Ice Pilot. Honestly, if I used night mode on this display and I had these two lights on, every time I looked at my screen, I would actually get blinded by those two side lights because it's just too much contrast over a short space. Pro tip for anybody who's a streamer.
Oh yeah, it happens all the time. We're over here. That's why I don't like the pure white lights. That's why I do the yellow ones because they're not as harsh.
Oh no, I'm harsh. I'm so harsh right now.
Of course, Ivan over here wants us to play his Smurfs Game Jam entry.
Oh, good. Thank you.
We'll get to.
Yeah.
And Chris Drake over on YouTube wants to know, will we be able to export VXR files from VoxEdit for sale on OpenSea, or will it all rely on the Sandbox marketplace?
Currently, you can't mint directly to OpenSea because VoxEdit uses the export to marketplace feature, and we won't be able to integrate directly to OpenSea unless OpenSea approves of a public API that would allow us to export and mint. So OpenSea definitively, when you mint on there, they have options that you can mint to, if that makes sense. And it's one of those is not VXR. So that's actually more of an OpenSea question for their support people than it is for us, because if they allowed it, then you could do whatever you want, right? But the way that it is right now, an important thing to note is that if you mint directly to the marketplace at sandbox.game, every time that asset is sold or resold, the sandbox becomes more sustainable, right? So it's actually better for the economy of the sandbox game for all of you guys, right? When you start minting to your lands and things like that, all of those servers that are going to be required to make the metaverse work are going to have a cost. And so when an asset gets sold and resold, a land, a hat, a people of crypto, whatever, the residuals, that 5% transaction fee helps fund all of the servers, all of the staff behind the tech that's going on for the long-term health of the ecosystem.
Okay. And Kennedy Kristen adds in here, what about the idea that there's no guarantee it'll work in the Sandbox marketplace if it doesn't go through that if it doesn't work in the Sandbox, if it doesn't go through our marketplace directly? Does that still apply? That
does still apply because, again, if OpenSea did allow that feature, then what would happen is they wouldn't just turn it on, right? They're not just going to be like, yeah, you can upload VXMs. We actually have a team of people from OpenSea that work with us directly. Like, we could send them a DM right now on a Slack channel. So they would be like, okay, what are the requirements for making this possible, right? And like, how do we verify that? And then from there, you can take it to, we would put out an assurance that if they did that, we would put out an assurance on a tweet that you can now mint using OpenSea your assets or what have you. But we're going to prioritize, of course, making it possible for you to mint on the marketplace first. And that we would want OpenSea to guarantee that they would mint on the Polygon network if that was the case.
Okay, and of course, Marco over on YouTube wants to know why 10K passes rather than 20. I know this was kind of discussed for a moment, but
yeah. So the advantage of having the 10K passes instead of 20 is that I mentioned there's a defined pool of sand, right? Because you don't want to over distribute the token. You need to stick in line with the plan, right? And in the previous season, we had 10K passes at 500 sand per pass, and then there was a bonus that was offered for staking rewards, right? And that bonus allowed up to double because of the staking rewards. I'm not sure whether there is or is not a staking rewards in this term, but I can say that the second half of that pool last time was given to staking rewards. Now you're seeing in this announcement that the second half, instead of it being for 10,000 more passes, it is being used for rewarding people who have purchased avatars in the Sandbox ecosystem, rewarding people who have purchased land, people who own assets, right? And some people who own assets, I'm not totally certain if it's just going to be like generically all assets, but it could be that the Undying hats, right, the Wizzy the green hats, the Wizzies that we've given away count towards that. Possibly. Can't confirm that, but until I see it on the dashboard, basically, like I'm not part of the dashboard testing team, so I'm not able to confirm that. But if I see it on a dashboard and I can confirm it for you, then I think that's a really cool thing, right? Because it's not just rewarding people who are buying, it's rewarding people who are vested in some way. So you've seen people who are creators in the space who are building, doing those things. If those artists were able to mint, they may be able to get rewarded now. And it gets people to want to stick around instead of just coming in when there is a playtime, you know, and what have you, or like when they can make some money. It's like having this creative period while you're not making money, while you're not in an alpha, could have an advantage going forward. So I like this idea for that reason.
Yeah, for not just the creators and builders who want to learn, right, and continue to figure out more assets, but for just the pure gamers that are here to try and, you know, play these games and win the prizes that some of these people are offering.
Yeah.
Or even become playtesters themselves. It's quite fantastic. But
Yeah.
to continue on with some of these questions, of course, Pella over on YouTube wants to know, this kind of follows up with you, would Wizzy hat holders have any benefits in Season 3? If yes, I'm going to need one right now.
Literally, if I can confirm this, you guarantee I'm going to blow it up on Twitter. Because it's not, if it is true, and I can't confirm it, but if it is true that Wizzy hats are associated with assets, then it is also at the same time true that Andy Ritchie's Nina's, that Touche's Fun Guys, right? Like all of these assets that you guys have been earning in other programs would also be eligible. But again, I can't confirm that at this time. As soon as I can, like that's one of the questions that after seeing this press release, I'm going back to like see the full details of those in my next marketing meeting, because I didn't need to know these sorts of things and it wasn't kind of in my purview to do that. I'm doing more quality assurance check tests and things like that. But this makes me quite curious to get this answered quickly. I'm going to make a note for that actually.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to find out, because that sounds like a lot of fun. How's it going, Touche? We got Daddy Touche in the chat there.
What's up? What
Always
up, Touche?
Doing great things.
All right.
Alrighty, and as we continue on, I have a question about the Sandbox new tweet and said that we can earn 500 sand from the alpha season. What's going on with that? Is that just for pass holders purely?
So for in alignment with the previous seasons, right, you have other ways that you can earn. But in terms of the video and the tweet there, it is the 10,000 pass holders can get to level 5 and earn that 500 sand because they got to level 5. Right, and so the full details of what it takes to get to level 5 are going to come out here in a little while. And all those things, as, again, we have to make a choice as the Sandbox game. Is it going to be, do we want people to play the majority of those 90 plus games, or do we want people to play the same number of quests that they had before and just play at your leisure?
Right. Okay.
Okay, so Vaybit is following up on that, so I want to address this right now. Vaybit, there is no confirmed community boost. Right? So at this time, I just mentioned that in Alpha Season 2, you would get 500 for completing all the quests, and then if the community staked, this was Season 2, if the community staked, you could get up to 1,000 sand. In Alpha Season 3, it may be used, and it makes the most logical sense for this to be true, based on the announcement. It may be that second half is used for these other programs, like rewarding people who've purchased avatars in the ecosystem, rewarding people who have lands, people who have assets, and people who just have, the other parts of the sandbox game, and then also using a piece to reward people similar to the way that we rewarded people for 100% completion. Now, I'm not sure if we're going to do the 100% completion portion at this time, but if we do, then it makes sense to still have that same tokenomics, right? You want to not over distribute your tokens so that the price of one doesn't go down like crazy. So yeah, it's important to understand that there's no guarantee for that staking reward at this time.
Or for a 100% completion either. We don't know. We're finding out real soon. As these beans are coming in. We get to gobble them all up and then toss them back out to you guys as we figure out the recipe. And really, what is completed? We get to test the food for you guys. Okay, we're seeing the water, making sure it's not poison. Let's go. Okay, and of course, Ivan Nunez. It's a 10. It's a 10, and it's completed. Let's go. In the future, we will be able to buy lands, build on it, and then sell that lands with the game and assets included. How does that one work?
Okay, so yeah, so there's two possibilities right now. One is
I want to clarify real quick. I was implying that I was going to make you new food, not give you pre-chewed beans. Continue on.
What?
The chat got weird with it for a second.
Chat's
Let's go.
Weird, bro. Okay, so we have two possibilities, right? And we're workshopping the second one. So we'll start with the white paper announce what we will do, which is your land serves as a wrapper for the ERC 1155s, right? So the experience and the code get wrapped up in the land. So you've got your NFTs that you put in your experience. You will need one. If you, like, let's say you make a tree NFT or buy a tree NFT and you put it in your land. You need one NFT and you can put as many trees of that look as you like in your experience. When you mint it, it wraps up that experience, goes onto the land, right? Now, secondly, in order to do the thing that you're talking about, possibly selling the game experience with the other NFTs inside it, inherently, you're creating the smart contract to wrap the thing, right? You're going to sell that to someone else. If you are, you're going to sell them the game wrapper, which is a separate thing. Currently, we have a land wrapper. We're looking at making a game wrapper, which is similar to a land wrapper, but it's a package somebody could take and plop in their land without having to know how, or, you just own land. You don't even know how to make it. Somebody else makes it, mints it, wraps it, sends it. That's how you make a sale like that. So those two concepts are in the works. It may also be more apt to have somebody rent to you for, excuse me, for like $0. If they rent their land to you for $0 and you make an experience for them, publish it, and they have a market share of your sales, right? They get 100% of the revenue after having paid you.
So what you're saying is if we were to create a wrapper for these games, you could also potentially do that with avatar projects, no?
An avatar doesn't go into an experience. So
but
those
if I could just have that be attached to my land. So let's say I have a doggy and I have it attached to my land and I send it to you. Can you make a wrapper?
Oh, you just wanted to make a joke.
I went so far for that.
He just went so far.
I'm so sorry. So far for that one. Anyways, as we continue on here, you guys are fantastic for putting up with me. Anyways, so as we go here, Alliston over on YouTube wants to know, will there be a limited number to assets that you can mint in the future on that marketplace? Is there a one-time price for minting multiple copies of an asset, or you got to do them individually?
Okay. One-time mint for multiple copies, yes. Copy quantity is maximum set based on the rarity of the asset. Okay. What was the first part of the question there again?
So are we going to be limited on the number of assets that you can mint?
Yes, there is a limit because there is a limit based on which rarity you take. However, you're only limited by the gems and catalysts that you have, right? So if you want to make a whole bunch of stuff, then when the gems and catalysts are getting distributed to people who are staking sand on land, then you will be able to get gems and catalysts because they are ERC20 tokens by just buying them if you want more and you want to mint more. So if you create a project and you sell it out, and now you've got a bunch of sand, you can go use the sand to go buy more gems and catalysts off other people who may not use it but own land, something like that.
Right. And did we ever say who won that hat earlier?
I did not. I did not do that yet. I haven't even
chat's
drawn
reminding us here.
Haven't even
Chat's
drawn it,
reminding
chat.
us here.
We got 107 responses. Let me click generate on that. User number 54.
Let's go. Who do we got?
What are you doing chatting with friends on the platform twitch.tv? Username TSB Sand. Good name. Good name.
Solid name.
All right.
Look at you. You did it.
Wait, why did Ice Pilot say boo rigged? Ice Pilot, you troll. You troll, Ice Pilot.
He just showed up.
I literally clicked just like the RNG number and he's like, boo, it's rigged. I don't even know what number I am, but it's rigged. All right. So, Conrad, we have more questions? This is a big question day. It's a big question day.
We got a lot of questions from these
I like it. I like it.
And no, the Sandbox didn't win. Somebody with the account TSB Sand did.
Yeah, they named themselves at TSB Sand.
And we do vet these things, so we can promise you it's not a bot, at least this time. You got it! Right there, TSB Sand, you got it. If it's Twitch, it's rigged. It's not Jackie Chan. I love it.
I like it. I like it. You guys are great. All right, next question, sir. There's going to be a lot of them today, I think.
Okay. Will there be any raffles for these season passes?
There will be raffles for these season passes. Simple question, simple answer.
We got it. Simple question. We got this. All right. So, and of course, PG Live PT wants to know, the more avatars are equal to more rewards for these drops? Do we have any details on that?
Previous examples, yes, that was true. But again, I don't want to guarantee something that could be subject to change. So, realistically, as I mentioned earlier, the people who entered in with the doggies, right? They got like, in the last distribution for the doggies, I think it was like 100 and something sand, for just simply owning one, per each that they had, because the number of claimants, it was really a pool of sand, and then how many people chose to claim all against that pool. And so, yeah, they ended up like paying themselves off in one reward round, which is really cool.
Okay. And, along with all of these wonderful questions, we do have Anton over here on YouTube. Will there be a way to airdrop assets to users in our experiences?
Not currently, but that is something that we are exploring. So that the realistic method that would work in would be on the way out, right? Like they complete your entire quest line experience that would be required for them to win an NFT, and then when they are leaving that experience, they would have to process the transaction on the blockchain. So one of the precursors for that was the move to Polygon. As with many things, we want to make sure that fees are as little as possible for you, the creators, and the end user. So if they are winning something, you know, you're gonna have to explain to them in your experience, you won this. If you would like to claim it, verify it on the blockchain, right? And there may be a fee and little things like that. But that's down the road a bit.
Okay. So that one sounds like it's being worked on, but not quite there.
Yeah, it kind of goes
regardless.
back in line with the idea, like people ask about, like, can you do gambling games and things like that all the time?
Right.
It goes back into
It's
that
very
same kind of
similar.
idea. Yep.
Right, because we want to be able to drop the tokens right away, make sure you can update something on the offside.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's going to be an experience, that's for sure, when we can make it happen.
All right.
But is there going to be another set of game jams that we can contribute to as Gaia
Yes.
or Saika? So
There's currently
Yeah.
a good morning, afternoon, evening show, Game Jam, going on right now, but you'll be able to see more Game Jam
Nice.
announcements coming down. There's usually, at this time, about 2 per month. So you'll see something new coming soon.
Okay, right. And of course, Marco wants to know, when will we get Belonging Week results?
That's a good question. I don't remember exactly the date on that. Forgive me. I
knew that You were
will.
the man to talk to, though.
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it for you. I'm gonna put that in the chat, and we'll see if we can get that answer for you before tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, yeah.
Tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow is supposed to be news day, but today was
Big beans
a
today.
good one. It was a good one. Did you
Okay,
say
so I
baked
got-
beans today?
Yes,
I know you said
baked
big,
beans.
but there's some
yes.
baked beans today.
Wow. You
You gotta get it, Chet.
All right, what do we
Let's
got next,
go.
RadConDad? What do we got next?
You know, after we've closed out our forum there, and we got some of these questions knocked out of the park, I
What's
think
up?
we're
There
ready
are
to play some
more.
games.
I mean, I'll open up a game, but we got to answer these questions as well. So let's get
Oh,
this
they're
going.
coming in. We're just getting them going. For instance, Monkey Luffy over here wants to know when we get that merch drop. What is that happening?
Currently, landowners who went to NFT NYC got themselves a free merch drop. But in terms of paid merch, I don't know that we have a plan for that at this time. But let me see if we can get something going on that, because I know you guys have been asking for it for a while. Paid merch? Question mark?
Right.
I'm gonna leave that note in
I'm all
there.
about it. You know I want my hoodie. Like I got my
Did you not already?
got my little
you
my
got
little
your,
blazer thing,
your-
and like
your
it's not enough.
jacket?
Not
Yeah.
enough.
All right. Okay.
The windbreaker, if you will.
I'm
I'm in for it. And of course, we do want to get to a fan favorite, in my opinion. I gotta say, out of all of the games that we played for the Poro Game Jam, this one stood out quite a bit by W. Caleb. It
Okay.
is Poro Dimensional Express.
Sure.
Definitely want you to give this one a shot. This was for sure in my top 3. I gotta say, I have a lot of favorites coming out of that day. But the Toro Dimensional Express, which you are going to find on page 78 to 79 here.
Okay.
Maybe going just a little bit past that.
Taking just a
And-
second to download and update that it come through today.
Oh, no worries.
So we're getting
I had
it
to do
all-
the same thing. I had to do the same thing this morning with Lucas.
Yeah. Oh, very good.
We got
very
all
good.
excited and ready to go, and went, "Oh, gotta hurry up and wait."
Updating. Yep. It's all right. It'll go pretty well. Question comes in over on YouTube.com about like 8 minutes ago. Sandy P says, "Are they going to make the game work on more computers?" Yes, Sandy P. With this 0.7 update, there are some optimizations in there. Let me turn that down so it doesn't override me. So those optimizations are objects that are off in the distance, don't appear with as much fidelity or detail, and that's going to help the game work on more computers a little bit better. One of the biggest bottlenecks right now is your CPU usage. So assets are a little bit less turned on in terms of their functionality when they're off in that distance as well. Hopefully.
Right. We're gonna get more rendering distances and things like that.
Yeah.
Actual scaling. That'd be fantastic.
Okay, you said it was 78 and 79, is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Let me just do this real quick. A little boop.
Jamie wants to know, will there be overlapping benefits for avatars, lands, NFTs, shared pools, all that fun stuff? Am I going to get huge multipliers?
Not multipliers per se, but an asset may be able to, over its life, receive multiple different kinds of rewards programs, but that's based on a couple different factors. One is like who the partner is, like if they have agreed to doing that sort of thing. And then secondly, you know, how we adapt as we continue between season 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, however we go forward. And a lot of those decisions are made based on how you react as a community, essentially. So we'll
Okay.
see how that goes. What was the name of this one again?
Oh, it's Pororo Dimensional Express.
Okay.
Be a Pororo Game Jam Dimensional Express. Seeing a lot of really great games on this page right here. Might be page 79. Just past it.
Did I?
Not quite there.
Oh. Okay, next stop, North Pole. Pororo Theme Park. A lot of them start with Pororo.
Sonny, if you've won a season 2 pass before, yeah, you're gonna have just as many chances to win a season 3 pass as we continue to do raffles just like that on these live streams and on Twitter contests. And of course, we do have Alston over on YouTube wanting to know: are we gonna be doing something in LA? We got anything?
What, NFT LA? Yeah, for sure. We definitely have a presence. We did. Last NFT LA, we had lots of stuff going on in terms of it was kind of smaller, but we were doing individual like business to business meetups. So if you guys wanted to do that, I don't think we're gonna blow it up like we did with like in the NFT NYC.
Right?
Yeah, but we have presence in different events locations all over the world. You know, we did some things in Tokyo this week, working with those developers out there. You know, launched the new live production live stream where they're in a studio instead of being like one-on-one with like I am with you guys right now. Yeah, so lots of stuff always for sure.
Of course.
Okay. Cute
As
robot.
we get down into this one,
Yes,
this
sir.
definitely was a contender for me.
All right.
I'm surprised.
We'll
There's a lot of unique assets here. It's fantastic.
Oh wait. Oh no. When I walked up, when I walked up, it automatically popped the dialogue instead of me having to press E to talk to them, which is unique. Almost nobody does that, so I ended up skipping the very first thing. All right. Should go find Captain Kimlar for the machine. He's in his office. Do you need me to take you there? Oh, that's okay. Thank you. You just show me the way. Go straight down this way. The room at the top of the stairs is the conductor's room on the second floor. All right. What is this way? Oh, there's an indicator. Robot's cute. Little antennae are bouncing as I'm running. There's a sink. Oh, some toilets. What's up? Honk honk. Excuse me.
Pardon me, coming through.
So many penguins today. Is there a field trip or something? Wait. Okay. Car engineer. This is dumb, but it says field trip of something. It should say or something.
That's true.
I'm going to find those little things because that's what we do when we do the QA tests. I like the trains. I don't have to go out here, but I do want to go out there as soon as possible. What's up?
Unfortunately, I'm not sure that we remember which mechanic is going to be not working in the butterfly game. Just the other day, we were playing that Butterfly Adventures. I'm spacing on the name of the game, but there was a mechanic you pointed out that unfortunately will not work in 07. I do remember, now that we've been rambling about it, going up slants. So as you know, we can cheese quite a lot of things like trees and things like that. If it has a slant, you will not be able to get that quick jump, as now we have clambering.
Yeah, exactly. Currently, like when you are in the alpha hub or something and you see like a wire, you could, if you do it perfectly, you could slide up that wire just by holding the W. But in the next update, we're replacing that sort of slide function with the ability for your character to climb up small objects the same way you auto climb stairs. And that is resulting in a transition in how we design certain things. So there was one experience that also used that we were testing earlier this week that yeah, it needed you to be able to climb that. So that's how we know that you couldn't climb on a slant, and we had to like kind of cheese the world environments in order to get up to the final part of the quest. So we had to give feedback to that
Right.
developer, like that's not going to work in the next update.
And Rolly over on YouTube wants to know, how is everything going about other fighting options? So bows, magic, etc., that you could make.
Okay, so you talking about ranged attacks specifically?
I mean, just other things other than smacking a sword around.
Yeah, I mean you can. Okay, go to the start of that question again. I'm sorry, my brain kind of did a
Uh,
little derp.
no worries. It's been a long week for you, Joe. I know. Take a deep breath as we're coming down
Oh,
to
here
the
we go.
last half an hour of the
I
show.
see, Rolly. How is
Yes.
everything going about other fighting options between? Yeah, range attacks essentially.
Range
Um,
attacks. Yeah.
yeah, so the range attacks system is still something that is a work in progress, but it's not slated for the 0.7 update. Uh, Priorities for the 0.7 update are optimization, because you guys, largely as a community, wanted us to focus on making sure that it works on more PCs. And
Right.
then
Right.
also the features that people asked long ago for, which is like customizable audio, such as music. When you have certain triggers, like proximity-based music is going to go off, and then concerts. So, in order to do a concert, you need to have a display of a video, 2D traditional style video. So we're embedding that into the game maker over the 0.7 life cycle there. So if you have those two things, technically those are pretty massive things to get in there, and then to add the video, to add the custom audio while also somehow optimizing the game to work better on more PCs is a big task when you're asking a development team to do something. So we're going to focus on those first. But there are also other features like stealth mechanics that are being added, and things like that. So you'll see lots of stuff over a short series of 0.7 point something updates coming soon.
Right. Right. It's going to be a pretty big upgrade as far as patches go that we've seen thus far. I gotta say.
Yeah.
I mean, was it confirmed we're getting swimming?
Swimming is part of the 0.7 update, but I don't think it's part of the 0.70.
Okay.
I know I already have the crouching mechanic or sit function. So with sitting, then that's a stealth-like mechanic. So I think that's a 0.70
Right.
update. But again, I'm not going to confirm officially until we see a press release come out and say this is what you're getting in this update.
Okay, I'm into it. And Skyhand 110, sorry, Skyhand.
Yeah, you said it. You said it right.
Yes, I got it right. I had a brain fart of my own
Just
over
like
here.
me. There you go.
Don't even worry about it.
Any
It's been a long
question?
day,
Any
you know,
news on
Chris.
when the public market will be open to sell custom NFTs? I feel like we're
Thank you,
missing out.
Joseph.
Yes. So the
You got me.
custom NFTs, you guys have seen those updates coming along. You don't yet see regular assets on Polygon Network. That is something that we will need. I don't want to skip too fast over this here, but I'm gonna just speed read it here. Yeah, once the assets themselves, as that last group, get moved to Polygon Network, then we are more in line with the ability for anybody to mint and sell NFTs. You have to have all the assets moved over, and then you also have to have the gems and catalysts being distributed from the staking of sand inland. So you do those things, and yeah, you're going to be good to go. Second question from you: does the Sandbox have any plans to have a kid-friendly area where children can play games? I have a client that makes content for children, and I'd love to use the Sandbox. However, it is 18 and over. So currently, depending on your localization, what country you live in, we're 18 and over because your country doesn't allow people to play and earn. Period. They consider it child labor.
Right.
That said, it may be possible to have a kid-friendly area where children can't earn. If that is one of the things that will make that possible, if that is possible, is the know your consumer or know your customer methods, KYC, right? If we are implementing KYC and you can have a child verified as a child, like through maybe their passport or something, then they would be able to verifiably have a restricted area that they could possibly play in. But currently, there is no plans for that because of the overbearing globalized laws that currently wrap around cryptocurrency, right? Quite frankly. I mean, in an unrelated but similar situation, I am trying to purchase a home and they're like, that's not money. Literally, my loan officer guy was like, you're not making money. And I'm like, well, I just bought a car with cash. And he's like, yeah, but it's fake internet money. It doesn't count yet because there's no law that tells them that it's real money. So we're running into that as the sandbox game that once there is regulation from governments, then they might start to say, okay, it's fine, right? And start treating it more like cash or more like stocks or whatever they're going to treat it like. And we can start to be more malleable with that rule.
Right. And of course, Skyhand110 does in fact want to know. Did we get a chance to check out Gray's Papayas?
We did
NYC?
not. I was sad because I literally put it on my list and we were on the last day and I was like, we need to go to Gray's Papaya. Like today, we didn't even end up eating like lunch before we left for the plane that day because of something. I don't even remember what it was we were all doing. But like we got up that last day, like 10 a.m. or something. We got all packed up. We had to leave by 1 in order to get to the airport in time. It felt like we barely made the like loading to get onto the plane when we got to the airport because traffic.
Oh, yeah.
Like I was like messaging from somebody from the Sandbox game and they told me the day before, they were like, it just took me 2 hours to get to the airport and it's like 1 p.m. and I'm like, if we get Gray's Papayas, we might miss the flight. Priorities, you know what I mean? But it ended up being much more busy while we were there than I had ever anticipated. I thought that, you know, there was going to be a little bit more free time to do whatever, but yeah.
Oh, no, we were busy actually working quite a lot, especially you.
Yeah.
Joseph.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a long week, but in a good way. Like a lot of good things came out of it, and so I'm super happy about it.
Right, and last question for the moment here. Jacob over on YouTube wants to know, is there a problem with winning Alpha Passes Season 3 if I'm using a VPN?
Not implicitly. However, if you and 400 other people are using the exact same VPN from the exact same location, it may appear that you are a bot. And if that happens, in the last season, we actually had an issue with this where users were inappropriately banned because it looked like, well, first of all, there were definitely people who were attempting to bot the quests, right? You could see them running around the metaverse in like the last half of the season where they would have like A345678 as their username or something. And they would just be like running the exact same path to go do the quests. So with that, we then looked at, okay, well, where do they all come from? And blanket banned those people. And there were a couple of people kind of caught in the crossfire that had to go submit tickets over in our Discord later in order to get their actual reward for actually competing. And there's a couple different ways that you test that. Not only do you just say like where, if you're all coming from the same place, but you also say, are you all super good at this game? Right? Like unreasonably good at this game. And so, you know, you can look at like their total play time and then like when they stop playing and that sort of stuff to know that because we have all those metrics on the back end already.
Yeah, did you have a human average?
Right. Like, were you playing like a person or were you playing like a robot? Right. And so you could, if you are good at games, actually run into that as a problem where like you're too good at video games. Oh, I like
And of
this.
course, those people do get actually pushed through and we vet them properly. Don't even worry about it, guys.
Oh. What's going on? This is crazy.
This one is a journey.
I died. Because we're flying at like 1 billion miles an hour. First of all, good on these little doggos for being as fast as a train, bro.
They gotta get these presents to where they need to go.
Yeah, they're lightning.
This one, I gotta say, is a journey and a half. And we got to play all of the Poro Game Jam winners this week. And this one here,
this is going to the Sandbox.
This is my honorable mention right here. This is it. Gotta love it.
Oh man. Yeah, I think it's interesting. Okay,
Oh,
yeah,
go
go
ahead,
ahead.
Joe.
No, yeah, go ahead.
All
Questions
right.
are more important than normal
We
feedback.
figure it out. Figure it out. Mike over on YouTube wants to know, why does the staking reward percentage keep going down?
Oh, because more people are staking. So as I mentioned before, if you were here at the early part, when you look at any asset, any uh, token, right? Um, well, you don't want to over distribute your asset, like just give it out willy nilly, right? So we have on the website, you can see this week 300,000 sand tokens will be awarded to people who are staking, right? Well, those awards are given proportionately to everyone, right? If your thing says you have 0.01% reward of that 300,000 tokens, then you're going to get about 25 to 30 sand tokens during this week, right? Depending on how many people are staking. More people are staking because they want to get those 25 or 30 tokens. So now your proportion of the total stake will be less. It'll be 0.009 or whatever. And you're going to get a few less tokens because there's only 300,000 tokens a week. So your percentage, as there is a bigger pool of people, is always going to look like less because you're actually going to have a lesser percentage as the pool continues to stay strong. So if a bunch of people got out of the pool today, then that percentage would go up and it would look more enticing to people who like the security and stability of the sandbox game and think that it's a good investment because we're not going anywhere, which is true. So that's kind of why that happens.
Right. And this one's a pretty solid question from Rolly over here on YouTube.
Okay.
And they do point out how it's not technical, but they want to see what we see in the project here in 5 years and whether or not we think it could be like the next Minecraft, let's say.
Okay. So, yes, certainly. I know for a fact that all of the staff members that are creating and building the backend stuff for you guys all around the world, we're good for the entire duration of the roadmap. We've already got that financed, right? Our partners that are coming in are expanding that timeline, and our partners are huge. I almost announced one that I got an email for today that's not been announced yet. Yeah, it almost happened.
Also, all the beans.
Yeah, right. So when you look at partners like Aoki, Snoop, Warner Music Group, I'm just staying in the center. Let's go to the top. South China Morning Post, Gemini, right? Atari in the bottom corner, Binance, what have you, Smurfs, Care Bears, all of those. When you look at those partnership deals, they are, and on one hand, agreeing to certain financing sometimes. On the other hand, they're agreeing to committing resources to building experiences. And then if they are building those experiences, that means that there is new and constantly revolving content. So there is a season scheduled after Alpha Season 3. And it's not Alpha Season 4. That's beans for you. I don't remember if I've said that or not.
That is something.
And so we've talked about these other partners having the potential and the ability to do that, right? So when you look at the long-term roadmap of where the sandbox is in 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, right? How expansive in terms of those releases, those new seasons, those new programs, will it and can it be when you have Touche Studios, right? Once Touche can publish on Touche's lands, and Touche's all over the map, are you going to see a season of content from Touche? Maybe. I don't know. Probably. Again, that's up to them, but you know what I mean? Like, they're big enough as a small studio that is organically built in the sandbox game. They are big enough that is possible. So in 5 years, I see not just the big names that are coming in, right? You don't just see your Balenciaga, who did announce that. You don't just see those new names coming in, but you've also got on the map all over the sandbox game the regular creators that came up organically like us, that are going to be publishing content, seasons of content, NFT launches, keys to be able to get into certain experiences, things like that, that'll continuously fund new, better, and more development. We're also innovating. The tool is getting upgraded to do more as well. What happens when you add range attacks? What happens when you add player versus player? Is the next PUBG/Fortnite happening in the Sandbox game because they can earn money? You know what I mean? Like, all of those features are part of the future of the Sandbox game. So 5 years from now, I think the roadblocks, let's talk about roadblocks real quick. Local governments, again, don't necessarily like play to earn in many instances, right? And so it is the assurance that we are adults and not just the little like, are you 18 when you go to eBay or something, right? Like, it's not just a yes, I am 18, I can buy here. It is a verification of that, and they're probably going to be more strict against us than they would be with an eBay from the governments, because it is this Wild West. It's this unregulated space right now. Yeah. Right, so there's like, right. It's massive. I think like, this isn't even going into the fact that Microsoft bought Activision for $69 billion to build a metaverse. Like, once they actually have stuff developed, like, that just gets started, you're going to have people go metaverse because they just learned about the Activision metaverse or whatever. And then they're going to go, well, what are some other metaverses? Oh, in this other one that's not Microsoft, I can earn money. I'm going to go there, So that was,
right.
Yeah.
Let's go. And yeah, the real dream that we're trying to really truly accomplish in that 5-year mark is to have interoperability with all of those metaverses. So let's bring in those assets into the sandbox. Let's have them be celebrated everywhere.
It says clean the snow to find the door key. All right. I need to clean it with my fists. Oh yeah, dude.
Oh yeah. You were supposed to actually equip a shovel, but this is fine too.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, there we go. We got a shovel.
Power. I'm gonna equip the Alpha Sword. That looks like a shovel.
Yeah, right. Because we're running low on time here, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you the keys are, if I remember right, they're closer to where the airplane is that you gotta fly into.
What?
They're gonna be on the further back on this wild ride here that you just died. There we go.
He's a hacker. He's cheating, chat.
Just trying to help.
I like it. I like it.
Gotta be somewhere helpful back here, if I remember right. It's been a minute since we played it.
I wonder if it's RNG based. That'd be interesting.
That would be interesting. So that is something that we do like to see here, is replayability, and that sort of consistency is always nice. Oh, E-King, I forgot to answer your question, friend. Right now, native controls are not available here in the sandbox, so you cannot natively just plug in a controller and begin to play. Of course, that type of quality of life is desired, and is definitely on the back end being worked on by somebody. Oh my goodness. There's so much work going on.
You got a lot of people doing a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of folks. And of course, though, you can use third party to get into it. I myself have used DS4 Windows in the past with a PS4 controller, though it recently had an update. I gotta readjust and figure that one out. I'm pretty certain it's up top. And it's actually not very hard to control and jump. This map may be giving you that illusion that it might have some difficulty. Anti-macro is one right there. Oh, look at that. You found the key. So now you gotta take that, Jazz.
Yep. Seem to be the key for the kitchen fridge. Oh, no.
Right. Oh, no, you got the wrong key. What?
A key.
Oh, hacker. Okay. Crazy.
Hacker. You know, it's in French now. Hacker.
Oh man, are we?
I don't know.
Are we doing something wild that Jazz Wolf, the new ambassador, just suggested?
What happened?
Another giveaway?
Wait, you want me to do another one?
Can we do another one that I already have a form up for?
You want to do another one? I don't know. We should ask the chat. We should ask the chat.
I mean, yeah, we'll wait for chat to give us a fully detailed response here, whether or not we should do another one. If one person says no, then what are we gonna do? We can't let them down.
Ivan Nunes says as long as YouTube wins, and D Electronics, who said, he's on YouTube, so I'm down for it. Conrad's signature move is extra though. Maybe we don't want to steal that from him. Ooh.
I mean, I'm all about that extra giveaway time.
Passive income says no because they already have a passive income.
No.
So I guess that's it, chat.
No.
We're not gonna. Can't do it now.
Obviously,
we're gonna do it. Let's go.
I mean,
no.
passive income told us no, so it's gotta.
Oh no!
It's gotta happen. Yeah. What to tell you guys?
Oh hey, it's an airplane that I'm exploding. No, stop it! Stop hurting the airplane.
Nope. Don't do it. It's okay. You just need those keys. Gotta get inside that airplane. I can't believe maybe hop inside of it and press E.
You really just think the airplane is just? I'm gonna just be able to fly. Wait! No, that's not the door key.
The key to the door.
That's not the door key, chat.
Alrighty, you guys. If you go ahead and look at the chat, I have now put in another form for the Wizzy the Green's lucky hat. That may be why we got stopped here, because maybe reviewers couldn't figure out how to get into the airplane. Should have had another extra little bit there.
Little indicator, yeah, like
little
jump in the plane.
Maybe
they blew
nice
up the plane. The fact that the plane was explodable or damaged by the player was a problem for me. PG Live PT Joe, can you remember what are the actual avatars collections at the moment? So PG Live PT, if you saw the tweet by at Sebastian Borchet, at Borchet Sebastian rather. BORGETSEBASTIEN, then you will know what the avatar collections are that may be eligible for those rewards. But all of the avatar collections that have been created, whether they, they're all in that picture. So yeah, feel free. Not all of those avatar collections have been available to the public and/or for sale at this time.
Maybe there's some spoilers strung
there
about.
There are definitely some spoilers strung about there. Yeah. All right, the pirates turn on the portal generator. Okay, earlier it said it doesn't matter now for the little panda general character there. They said it doesn't matter now, but you misspelled matter. Here, turned on the portal generator. Not a big deal, but I think that's probably part of why the score is rated a little bit lower. Is that you have these like simple grammatical errors that what I would recommend anybody do. I assume most people, the English is not our first language, right? That's okay. But English is like the business language. So typically people are making these games in that language. What I recommend you do is download Word or use Google Docs to type out your narrative when you have a piece like this. You're starting to like type it. And it's going to underline everything because if you use it in the English mode, it'll underline everything that's misspelled or like done a little bit weird. And you can just right click and you can change that to the suggestion. And then if you would like, before you have these games submitted for your game jams, if you're creating GMAE game jam entries right now and you want us to play them before you submit it, ask us. We'll play them. They don't even have to be completed yet. We'll play through them here on this show and give you feedback. Sometimes that helps users to get into that top 10 that might not have otherwise. So definitely ask about it. Leah Yang TV says, who is RadConDad and TheVisionEx? You're looking at him. How's it going? How are you doing?
That was our question for today.
All right. That guy is RadConDad over there.
We got that guy too.
Who's that? Who are you, bro? Who are you?
I don't even know.
No idea.
I
don't even know. We are.
Oh, E King wants to know any time frame for when Sandbox comes to Atari VCS.
I have no estimated time frame at this time because that is a custom build for Linux.
Okay.
Royally Serbu is
But
asking another question. This says, if you have an epic NFT, for example, could you upgrade it to a legendary, or will it stay epic forever? It would stay epic forever at this time.
forever.
You cannot override the number of catalysts that go into an asset.
That's it.
Leah
Unless you do
Yang
some
TV
hard,
says, I'm not a bot. I'm just not
backend.
good at English. That's okay. It's all good. We got a lot of users coming from all over the world. If you have
Right.
questions and you want to ask in your native language, whatever that is, we will try to use translating software to help us read those. We get them
Right.
from
We
Thailand.
we
We get them
try.
from China, Korea, Japan. We've had some from India. We've had some from, the Middle East, and we translate those and try to get responses out to you as well as we can.
Nobody knows when Alpha Season 3 is gonna happen, friend. Firma, we're
Wait,
almost
officially,
there. It feels
officially, we don't know when that is going to happen because you want to make sure it's good and done correctly.
Right.
So if we were to announce a date today, then for some reason there was a little hitch, a little hiccup. So officially speaking, the response we can give to you right now is summer of 2022.
Right. I just keep saying, soon TM, let's go. I'm just glad it's happening.
Roly Serbu. Para español, marque el dos. Learn Spanish. I can read it better than I can say it.
I just hardly have English, guys. I'm gonna do my best. I can barely read over here.
There it is.
And Ivan wants to know if we think that multiplayer might be available by the end of 2023. Ooh.
You trying to get me to spill some beans?
all right. We got it. That's all you had to say. And Marco wants to know, do we have a chance to win sand tokens even if we don't win the Alpha Pass this Season 3?
There are other ways that you can win sand during Alpha Season 3. According to the article on medium.com.
And even right now, you can still earn sand through various means and, of course, through other contests and all that fun stuff. There's lots of things happening in these metaverses right now. Will there ever be a casino inside Sandbox? Asks E King.
There may be a casino inside the Sandbox game in the future. Lots of users have requested this as creators, designers. I mentioned a little bit earlier, we want to be over on the Polygon network with all of our assets. And we have been exploring the development of a script that would do such a task. The script is also useful for things like NFT distribution at the end of a task. So let's say this game that I'm playing right now, if I get all the quests completed, I get all the way to the end. They may have an opportunity to, and can't currently, but in the future, say, you finished everything. You can win an NFT, just mint it right now. And you go complete, you mint it, and you've got yourself that reward for completing the experience. So looking at it from the other side, it costs you 1 sand to play. You go, you play this experience in the casino game. You win a certain amount of tokens, right? Then if you do win those tokens in the casino, you would have to make the on-chain transaction happen. So cool. You could, right now as it stands, because everything is not completely migrated over to Polygon, the transaction fee would be like $2 to $30, right? For a casino-based game inside the Sandbox. And they would have to process that transaction every time they won tokens in your little internet casino, right? So that is taxing on the ETH network, for one. And it's taxing on your wallet because you got to pay a lot of ETH to process all those on-chain transactions. So if it's on Polygon, then that helps alleviate that a little bit. Further to that point, we, as partners with the Polygon network, need to be sure that Polygon could handle the load of a bunch of casinos opening up. And our 2 million, 2.5 million users, whatever it is now, are playing casino games in the Sandbox game. If everybody did that, could you have 2.5 million transactions per minute? Probably not currently on the Polygon network. So possibly. I don't really understand their tech at that level off the top of my head. Yeah. Polygon's probably
Alrighty,
not
Joe.
fast enough. Yeah.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer. And of course, is season 3 going to be open to everyone, Joe? Not
Yeah.
just holders?
Absolutely. Everybody can play season 3. You can play all of the 90 plus experiences at this time. Maybe not 100% of the experiences, but definitely all of the 90 plus that were advertised today.
All right. Let's get it, guys. I can't wait. Can't wait. And also, Ivan Nunez wants us to say, I'm going to say this as best as I can. Buenos noches, mi familia de arena. That's about.
Wait, what? The shark
the
eats
best
the platform.
I can do for you. He eats
oh, you
the
gotta go
platform.
fast. You gotta go fast.
Yes. Isn't that a fun little mechanic right there?
That is a fun little mechanic. I like it.
I love the visual.
And you can't cheese these pirate monkeys, but you could cheese the other ones. So the last quest was kind of like, you know, not offense, but a little lame in that regard.
Of course, yes. You got to be able to shoot them from a distance.
Yeah, if I could just do this, then
if you, I had to cheese some of these enemies for sure. So if you look out the windows here, you get some really cool visuals once again. And there is a window that I was able to get outside and wander around on the passing materials that were going by, which was pretty cool, I gotta say. And Repro wants to know, will it be possible to win an Alpha Pass in contests like Twitter and Twitch again?
Not on Twitch yet. We are exploring the idea with Twitch to have something like, and again, this is not done, so don't take me for my word on this one, but we want to have.
Just asking about whether or not they can win in raffles like the form that we just sent out right now.
Yes, you'll be able to win in forms like we sent out. There's 90 experiences over 10 weeks. Trying to think how many days we will have streams going. But yes, you'll be able to win Alpha Passes again in the Twitch contest for sure. In the Twitter contest for sure. Yeah, so you'll see stuff like that.
Okay.
Not like, I was going to say that we were also exploring the idea of channel points, sort of. Like, we can't use channel points right now, but the idea that, like, because you're watching the Sandbox game, right? Like, maybe you're getting Twitch drops, but that's not confirmed yet. I think if we do that, then it would be for raffle tickets, but that's again not set in stone and not ready for season 3 for sure. Maybe season 4.
Right. And Skyhand, probably American, if anything. Gonna be honest with you.
What happened?
Talking about drill music, my friend, some trap. So this was pointed out to our dev as well, that you could just simply cheese over the actual puzzle. So you're actually supposed to be hopping on the platforms right there, the cardboard boxes that are set up, and defeating these tentacles as you walk past them. I do believe this is also how I was able to escape and get outside of the train, our dimensional train.
I'm just awful at walking, I guess.
So try and go out the window, my friend.
No way, bro. I don't want to break this game right now.
Well, we'll continue. I'm
gonna grab this, and now I'll jump out the window.
There we go.
Oh, yeah. Oh, what's up?
Yeah, you see that sheen that we have on each one of the windows? It's fake. And you get this really cool and excellent passing materials here.
Yeah. So you've got the
on a
materials on platforms, and yeah, they're moving from space to space.
Like, and of course, the skateboard, the little hoverboard that your character's on. Oh, so
yeah.
Cool.
I like everything about this, honestly, except that there are little polish issues that affected it getting into the top 10, right? And
right.
But there's a lot of mechanics going in, so I think it's probably... I'm going to just fall real quick. Hey, can I just fall real quick? Oh my gosh, can I fall real quick? There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, now the platform's going to leave without me.
It's fine. You can run on the bottom. This area is messed up for a reason. It's a very, very cool idea here.
So one way that you could fix that is to like have a button up there that recalls that asset. Like it's
That would be a good one.
yeah, Alex showed it on a live stream a couple of weeks back on a Saturday with the idea of a platform that you have a button on two sides, so you could send it, you could receive that platform. So if it goes down automatically, excuse me, you could recall it, and then when you recall it, generate a trigger that sends it again once it gets back to its origination point, stuff like that. Definitely doable. It takes more time, of course, but once you've got it, you're good to go.
Right,
Jump on
right.
those spinning boxes. Am I talking to this guy? Oh, I am.
He's just having a panic moment because the train's exploding and going into a black hole. Crazy.
Worth.
Crazy. I love this section here. It's so pretty. I love this little box that we've been put in.
Good spot for a respawn point right there. Not too far away from this challenge. This is parkour based, so.
And you could actually skip the whole thing if you were to roam back up and then just hop down through one of the windows as well.
Oh, he's a hacker.
So if you end up getting stuck here at some point, you can kind of cheese your way forward.
You're doing great, says Space Hamster.
Love me a space hamster, dude.
Big boy, let's go. Security Kim, space is now so distorted we can hardly use common sense to deal with the current situation. I've made a simple jetpack out of a fire hydrant, and wearing it will allow you to jump higher and further. Sure. Give me my jetpack. I want to see what you got. Wait. But I can't put it on. Well.
Oh no! Did it break? Are you pressing E?
Yep. Easy.
We're pressing the E.
Spamming E. I sure hope I can do this without needing that space jumpsuit thing.
It's pretty necessary, I must say. But you could probably cheese it. It does allow you to fly with a jetpack. I am confused. Did it end up inside your inventory by chance?
Nope.
Curses. Alrighty, well, I believe in you. And no, unfortunately, not very many of, none of the experiences has actually been released. Oh,
here we go. Hold shift.
There we go.
And W, then jump.
Whee!
Wait. Oh. Oh no. Was I supposed to let it break there? And I died.
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. It was just a cool little show-offy experience. I imagine that's rather hard to do. Love this concept. So fun.
Oh.
Things are getting wild now.
Like, it's aesthetically great, right? Like,
right. It's got very pleasing to the eye.
Good variance between, like, different kinds of tasks, right? The space monkeys being in the way, kind of the, excuse me, little narrative beats. This I don't love right here. Like, I'm trying to go do the next jump, and this object is in the way significantly. And I think that happens.
Control is very important.
Let's see what happens if I try to jump on it. That's right. That's why that happens. Okay, so that spinning object being no collision is going to do that. Advantage to making it no collision like this is that it doesn't make your camera go right, like in your face.
Right.
But disadvantage is that now it's in the way. So you might make it so that this is like multiple pieces instead of one congruent piece. Like you break it apart a little bit, so there's at least a break in time where you can see where you're supposed to go there.
Either that or just simply a wider platform. That way you don't accidentally fall to your demise before you can even see your character.
Yeah.
You can just zoom closer. That is an option. Though some experiences, a lot of players like to lock their cameras. So
yeah, I mean, what I'm seeing,
or a lot of creators rather.
Basically, yeah, we could definitely like zoom in, right? But if we zoom in, then like my instinct was not to zoom in. Is the general consumer's instinct to zoom in? I don't know. But like I said, usually when I play these experiences, I play them like I'm 5 years old, right? Like I just try to play them as they are like put out here in front of me. So, heck, I can't hit this. That guy doesn't matter.
Let's just go. Can we make it? Can we make it?
I mean, yeah.
All the way. All the way.
Oh, what's up, Captain? Pirate Captain Baboon. Wait, but you're like a cat, dog. That's crazy.
Yeah, we figured it out.
Who are you? Question mark. How did you manage to get here? I'm here for the portal generator. You want the generator too? No one can touch it but me. I will throw you out of this train. Hey, I'm just trying to finish my job. That's crazy.
Wait.
Yep. Blocked. Oh, he's got a lot of health. What?
He's a little tanky.
He's tanky. What? We block. What?
Let's go.
This is an area of opportunity for sure. 1 second, I'm gonna sneeze. Maybe not. My body is not
Okay.
forcing me to sneeze. But the boss is tanky with no apparent other mechanics happening, so they don't feel like a boss as much. Like just the general minions that you had seemed harder. They actually dealt more damage. Like this one was consistently easy to block, that sort of thing. But nonetheless,
Having multi-tiered boss fights and having different mechanics and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, you had a whole environment that you've established here where you're like in space and stuff's floating and flying around. So why not, while we are in this train, have the train be broken on the back end and objects are flying in at me? Something I have to dodge while I'm fighting this guy might have been nice, because then it gives it a little bit more depth without just being like swing, 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 block, wait, swing, 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 block, wait, right? All right. Hey, I'm talking to you, little man. Who's talking? It's me, Barrows, the world's greatest parrot. So, and then here in this scene, because I turned the camera, because it is not fixed, and this also would be solved if the train was a bit broken, like the walls were broken and objects were flying in. Now the objects would have to have stopped, but I can't see the parrot that I am talking to right now.
Right. So here comes a good question from Bravo. What do you mean by additional rewards to NFT collectors? Do you mean like just the alpha passes or any TSV NFT? As we talked about a little bit about this on the top of the hour here.
Yeah, so it's all of the above. Possibly. Now, other holders, I would say that because we are distributing alpha passes with the raffle system the same way that we did in the last season, that there's not an out and out advantage because you own other assets. But in the last season, if you owned a doggies, if you owned a season pass, you got additional raffle tickets that increased your chances. Doesn't guarantee anything, right? Like there were a lot of winners that just simply played the experiences and won the alpha pass itself. But then in terms of the other half, this is going to answer Faramah's question as well. The other half of those rewards goes to as sand rewards for holders of those particular kinds of assets, or what was it? The third thing, asset rewards as well. Asset rewards as well could be possible. I won't confirm those until we put out a press release with all of the details of the rewards, as that is something that we will release in a Medium article and release over on our Twitter in the near future as we get closer to the season 3.
Right. And just as we're closing this down, Joe, what do you think of this as compared to a game like Minecraft, my friend? What can you describe? What can you describe TSB as?
You want to? Okay. Well, I would say that it's not appropriate to compare the Sandbox to Minecraft. You can see from the experience in front of you that while it is voxelized in style, meaning things can be blocky, VoxEdit, our asset creation software that's free, doesn't need things to be blocky. You can create the polygons and make shapes. So we've seen people use our asset creation tool to make things that look like a Lamborghini Countach, right? Or something similar. Or they made the Ford Shelby Cobra, right, from the 50s, and they have roundness to them. You can see the shelves on the top of this train right now have a certain roundness to them because the creator designed them to be sort of rounded. So in terms of mechanics, Minecraft is, definitively a game where you mine, and craft. Where in the sandbox game experiences, these experiences are defined by anybody who is the developer to create games that the community can play. So most of these are narrative-based experiences. Some of them have been competitive games. Some of them have been creator sorts of games like farming simulators and things like that. But the tool itself is not like Minecraft at all. You can do anything that you can think of that you want to take the time to build. Similarly to how, ironically, in Minecraft, people have made computers using redstone. You can use the tool that we have. It is a code-free tool, so you don't have to know how to code to make a game. But these tools are much more complicated on our end, in a good way for you. Like you have more options, right, that are pre-built without having to raw build them. So Minecraft will never be able to do what the sandbox can do. And principally, Minecraft is that game. Build, craft, mine, rinse, repeat. That cycle, that's what it is. It has little narrative things in it as you go, but principally Minecraft is that. Minecraft dungeons, you could make Minecraft dungeons using the sandbox game tools, essentially, because it is an adventure game creator, it's a narrative creator, it's a experience creator, what have you. So way different. It just looks similar, right? A little bit.
Right. And the whole point to this type of metaverse and the choice in the style, really, for my opinion, can come down to it's easy on the eyes.
Yeah. Oh no,
it's
absolutely. Yeah. Well, it also maximizes the number of people that can play, right? Like
right, and create. Because how come you can't think with blocks? Am I right?
Sure. So we've got a question over here, RX-7801 on YouTube. As we are closing this session down, we're running a little bit long today, but that's all good. I want to answer this one more time. It says the reward for Season 3 is now 500, not 1,000 anymore. In RX-7801, in Alpha Season 2, the reward was 500. There was a bonus reward that was later announced that would add ultimately an additional 500, right? And that was a staking reward, a separate program, not a play-to-earn reward, but a staking reward that the community had. So you would play to earn, and you could have gotten a bonus, maybe. But that extra 500 was never guaranteed. It was about a community incentive. So we're going to have other kinds of incentives, possibly also staking, but we'll see what happens as we go through Alpha Season 3 and as we get closer to the launch of it. But there will still be the 500 for those people who get lucky and they win themselves a pass through the raffle program. And then, just, the extra 500 that was for a staking program can be used for all sorts of different incentives during this next season.
Right on. And I do want to give a shout out to Uncle Grumpy being a ambassador now. Gotta love it. Thanks for pointing that out, Jazz Wolf. And also, Jazz Wolf, thank you for also pointing out that we're still on talk shows and podcasts and not the sandbox.
It literally just doesn't change from Restream, I swear.
Literally clicking the sandbox and it doesn't want to work. It hates me. It really does.
Yep.
And of course, before we send off today's secondary winner of the Wizzy the Green's Lucky Hat, Rolly wants to know, how are we going to fight hackers in the future? How can we ensure that people are going to be safe if they NFT gate their communities?
Sure. Wait, where was that second half?
So it's going to be, that's just a generalized extra question from me there.
Oh.
How can we ensure hackers from getting into and kind of controlling what's going on in the TSP, right?
Sure.
So in its entirety.
Yeah, well, the second half says people that can fly and won money playing maps or something like that. Currently people can't fly. The mechanics of the games are defined by the creator in the game maker, right? So
of course,
due to that nature, people can't just override the mechanics that are in an experience. The code of the mechanics is minted into the land itself, finalized, and the only way to overwrite that code would be to unmint and remint that code again. So people can't just simply fly. Currently, people tried to use software in the previous alpha where they had basically a person came through, they played the games, they recorded their play, and then they played back that recording of their play with like what, you know, the movements and WASDs and all these, the clicks, jumps, what have you. So we fight those by recording the timestamps of like how your individual play sessions. There's like a back end average that kind of just says like users generally played for 35 minutes or whatever today, right? And then we'll see the outliers of those. Like this person played for 5 minutes and got the rewards of people who played for 30. And when those things happen and you see those pools of like a pool of people, 50, whatever, you go like, okay, all 50 of these came generally from the same region. They had this ridiculously faster time, so they are cheating and we're going to ban them and they don't win rewards.
Right, right. So I do want to go ahead and give out our winner of today's second Wizzy the Green's Lucky Hat. I am just verifying. They haven't won before. I don't think they have. And this will be a fun one for all of us over here as they change their name on the forum here.
Uh-oh. They do.
But I know exactly who it is.
Uh-oh. Who is it?
Regardless, so I'm doing stacking on the Sandbox game at the moment.
Staking.
Is that... Or staking.
I misspelled
sorry,
it. Yes.
Yes, but we're doing staking. Is that going to be counted as RX78?
We haven't finalized the announcements for what all of the additional rewards are, but you'll note that at the bottom of the article it did say that there are additional rewards in different kinds of mechanics. So those could be play to earn mechanics. They could be staking rewards. More announcements for all of the full details are going to come soon, but I don't want to give away the beans on that, you know? Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. Keep in mind as well, RX, that it was about halfway through Alpha Season 2 that we decided to do a staking rewards program.
Which is pretty wild.
Ice Pilot says, Win YGG. Yield Guild Games is already friends with the Sandbox game. We talk to them all the time. Mike Huilia, do you have somebody to announce, Conrad?
I do. I'm double checking that they haven't won before.
Oh,
I gotta find our name here.
Asking over on YouTube, casinos? Will we be able to make them? We currently are working on, you're going to need, in order to have a casino on the blockchain, you would need to have a smart contract that would allow you to disseminate tokens. So right now, if you try to do that in the Sandbox Game Metaverse, there would have to be an Ethereum transaction every time somebody won in your casino, right? So let's say you charge 1 sand to come in. On average, a casino is going to have like a 48% win rate. So they come in, you want it to feel like 50-50, right? But it's never. The casino does make profit, guaranteed, for over a longer term period. Anyway, so if they put in an average of 1 sand, they're going to get on average a redemption of 0.48 sand tokens back from your casino, which is about 50-60 cents right now, whatever it may be. And the transaction fee is a minimum of like $2.50 on Ethereum right now, right? So on Ethereum, that doesn't make a lot of sense. But we are transitioning the entire ecosystem over to Polygon, where it costs about 1/3 of a penny to do a transaction. And then in that case, it may make sense. But that smart contract is under development if it gets released at all. There's also the question of local laws for every country on the planet, literally, as we have Korea, Japan, China, we've got India, we've got Russia, we've got France, where we're based out of, we've got Uruguay, we've got Argentina, we've got America, obviously. Like, there's all kinds of different regulations to consider when looking at features like that.
Ooh, now we're getting a load of actually really good questions as we're going well past our time here. Though I do want to touch on this one here as our final question.
Sure.
NYMP says, sorry, I want to report some issue. While I was playing Season 2, there was some lag while I was live streaming the Sandbox, but other games are still fine.
Yeah.
Is that going to be fixed in Season 3? What's going on with that one?
Okay, if you're experiencing lag, this is I'm going to generically believe that that's because your CPU can't handle the load of streaming while doing all the logics that are happening in the Sandbox game. So visually, these experiences can look simpler. They're not working your graphics card as hard, right? But like logics that are happening are all happening kind of concurrently, unless they are set on certain triggers. So if you're having issues live streaming the Sandbox game, it's probably because your CPU isn't good enough. But you could possibly fix that if in your live streaming software you change the settings so that you're using hardware acceleration with your GPU, right? So if your graphics processing unit is using hardware acceleration for your streaming, you probably won't run into as many problems.
Right.
Yeah. In order to avoid that on a stream like this, I actually have a 2 PC setup where this one video outs into a second capture card. We stream out of the second PC.
So, Joseph, I'm going to go ahead and tell you the name of the person that won this.
Yep.
That they used. This isn't their actual username, but it's going to be canon from here on out. So, with the good old question, who is RadConDad and TheVisionEx? Why,
yep.
That's us, everybody. We got you, my friends. And they gave off the answer, my buddies.
My buddies.
Exactly like that. My buddies.
All right. Okay.
Our winner over on YouTube.com. It's been a long time coming. Boise, Idaho, baby.
Boise, Idaho, baby.
That was their name that they put in there. Enrique, you are our winner today.
From Boise, Idaho. It's funny that you see, this is what a community is, right? Like, you just have to put in Boise, Idaho, and everybody's like, oh, it's Enrique Mendez from Boise, Idaho, right?
We just know. It's great.
Yeah, like, it's great. That's good. That's good stuff. Long-term watcher, you know what I mean? Like, let's get more of those wins. I like those wins.
As do I. And, of course, good morning, Joseph.
Good afternoon, Conrad.
And good evening, SandFam, as we'll be closing it out right now. Can you plug us away, Joseph? And don't forget, everybody, today doesn't define you. There's always a tomorrow. And you got open ears here in the SandFam. We're ready and willing to help you. And if you have any more questions, we'll see you tomorrow at 3 a.m. UTC.
All right, I'm going to start up a raid right now over on twitch.tv. So if you give me just a second here, I'm going to pump up the jam while we're doing that, and we're going to go find somebody who is streaming the Sandbox game as is tradition on this show. If you are streaming the Sandbox game right now, and you would like for us to raid you, we will be raiding anybody who is in the category the Sandbox. Currently, no results found. Seems like if y'all are using Restream, you might be running into the same problem that we are currently.
I think everybody's just in talk shows and podcasts.
Right? We can't hear the music. Why can't you hear the music, Chad?
Can't hear no music, but you can see.
I did it. He's moving. I fixed it. I
could hear it.
It automatically turned it off.
Let's go.
All right, chat. Total Hill, who we raid? You tell me. Hill, I like you. I want to make you a mod. Can I do that?
Let's do it.
I literally don't know that I can.
Total Hill for ambassador.
I don't think I can make you a mod. I can only block you. I got nothing tonight. All right, chat. Well, it's been a good time hanging out. YouTube, DLive, Theta, Facebook, Twitch.tv/The Sandbox Game. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we will see you tomorrow with more. Conrad, you gonna go play test some people's games? You gonna break their stuff?
Oh, let's do it, Joe. You know how we go.
All right. See you guys later.